The Fanatic. 97.5 The Fanatic's $1,000 gift card giveaway.
All right, time now for the gift card giveaway. That's right, Tunis. The key word is fun. Text the word fun, F-U-N, to 45911, or you can enter it on the Fanatic app or at 97.5thefanatic.com. Once again, the keyword is fun, F-U-N. 97.5 The Fanatic's $1,000 gift card giveaway presented by American Standard HVAC Contractors. To find a dealer, visit AmericanStandardAir.com. One person selected at random will win. Get complete rules for this company-wide contest at 97.5thefanatic.com.
It's time now for Cuz Radio.
What up, Cuz?
Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding?
Talking with the Cuz.
Yo, Cuz, how you doing?
Stairs rips one into the night.
Stolen by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
Look, Cuz, don't even try it, okay?
Now here's Anthony Gargano.
Why don't you get the hell out of here, Cuz?
Happy Wednesday to all across the Delaware Valley. What a magical, beautiful day. Wow, spring feels like May, June outside. Gorgeous day, sunshine, going to be going up to 82 today. Wow, what a day, man. This is crazy. Hopefully this is Memorial Day weekend. All right. Lots to do, man. I got the playoff fever, and I'm curious to see if you guys are in playoff mode. The play-in tournament started last night, and two bizarre games. I got to tell you. First of all, the Lakers. I thought the Lakers could be dangerous. They played horrible, and we're lucky to beat Minnesota in overtime. I mean, it was just an ugly game, and they survived. What a crazy finish that was. And they go to OT in Minnesota. That game was bizarre. I mean, completely bizarre. No Gobert, and because of the punch, and crazy stuff, man. Anyway, the Lakers survive Minnesota, and Atlanta beats Miami. Miami looks terrible. All that talk about the Heat. I mean, they got run off the gym. They were down. Think about this. They were down 15 at halftime. Just an ugly performance by Miami. And Atlanta goes on to win. Now, the problem is I was hoping that Miami would fare better, and that Miami would be made, would kind of give Boston a little bit of a run and kind of, tax Boston. Sixers have Brooklyn. And listen, I know that people are thinking that, you can't Brooklyn out, and Brooklyn is, they can knock down threes. Listen, I love Mikal Bridges, and we're going to talk about him every day during that series. And the hideousness of how he's not a Sixer, right? That he's not a Sixer is just crazy. But Brooklyn, I mean, for real, they better not tax the Sixers. I'm going to put it like that. Sixers should win that in 5 max. They should not lose 2 games. It should not be a sweat. Maybe one game do they go off on 3, from beyond the arc, and Sixers aren't prepared. Sixers should roll that team. All right? Now, Atlanta-Boston's a little bit more interesting. I was hoping that Miami was better, but Miami looked terrible last night. So Boston-Atlanta, Miami now plays like Minnesota. They'll play for the 8th seed. So that's kind of how that that's going to work. But Boston is set, and then the only series is left is Milwaukee to play the winner of the 8th seed match. So I have to say, I do like the play-in tournament as much as it's kind of, a little silly, but I don't know. I'm kind of warmed up to it. I kind of like it. And, just 2 playoff games all last night. Phillies yesterday. Listen, it's funny. Whenever they lose, it's a weird sky is falling situation. And, this is baseball. We almost need to get reacclimated with the 162. Because the last time we experienced baseball was, heightened. It was the playoffs. And it was this epic run. Because remember, during the season, diehards were in, but we weren't living the 162 pledge. And I think we got the 162 pledge, and we're kind of blending it with October ball. And, of course, football, because we always look at life through the prism of football. And, these games, it's kind of what happens, man, over a long 162 season. I mean, that's kind of what it is. It's funny. I remember a buddy of mine in baseball, like years and years ago, I was covering baseball for the Post, and one of these lifers, I don't know who it was. I want to say it was Jim Leland, or it was maybe a Joe Torre. It was one of these managers that had been there forever. And it's like we were talking after a game, and he goes, listen, it's just baseball, guys. Like one of these, because, what do you think would happen in the 8th inning, and the mistake, the base runner mistake, and the bullpen imploded, and I forget who it was, but he just shrugged. It was in his office. There was no podium. It was really like reporters would gather around in the manager's office and, fire a bunch of questions and then get up and write a story. And the guy just shrugged. It's just baseball. He goes, bookie, you're going to win 60, you're going to lose 60. All right? And your fate will be decided in the other 62 games. 60 games is you're going to win, and it's just in the cards. 60 games you're going to lose. It's just in the cards. And then whatever you do, those other 62 is what it is. Or, 42. That's what he said. Those other 42 games is what dictates your season. And it makes a lot of sense, right? Because even bad teams, like you're going to win 60 games. And you're going to lose 60 games, even good teams. And it goes up to that other 42 games that really makes your season. So last night, I kind of take it as, all right, that's a baseball loss. Now, I will say this. It does not negate what happened on Monday night against Alcantara. The only thing that is a bummer, it goes back to Nola and the blow-up inning. Because once again, he has a blow-up inning. And that's the Nola thing that makes him so frustrating. And truthfully, I don't know what's going to happen at the end of the season with him. I mean, there's certainly a cap to what I would pay him, right? There's certainly a cap knowing that what you would do and how much you would go deep for Nola. So we'll discuss that today. We'll discuss Dollar Dog Night, which is great. The dollar hot dog is the best. People make a big deal. Oh, Philadelphia. Oh, look at the line for Philadelphia, and look at how long it is. What do we expect? It's dollar hot dogs. What's wrong with dollar hot dogs? It's the best. It's Americana. Baseball, dollar dogs, man. It's the greatest. We got playoffs. We got a lot of draft to get to. A myriad of sports conversation for you today on Cuz Radio. Good morning, Dick Chunis.
Hi, what's going on? I'm going to be Dick Chunis. The play-in tournament sucks. It's not. There's no point of it. You're going to be a 7th or 8th seed. You're going to lose in the first round. Congratulations. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest because you said you
I
liked
don't
it.
mind it, too. You're
Oh,
harsh.
it's so dumb. It's game number 80. It's game 83 of the regular season.
two games
It's
I
games
get to
83 and 84.
Listen, it's a handful of games. It's
Yeah,
nothing.
you know what
I
you
like
would
to
watch? You'd watch 1 seed v 8 seed if it started last night. Who cares about the play-in tournament?
I do. All right?
Well, I'm glad you
I
had
care
fun
about it.
yesterday. It's going to be
I
great
enjoy
watching
watching-
LeBron and injured
watching
AD
Lakers
get bounced in the first round. Who cares? It's a waste of time. It might as well just scrimmage.
Sometimes you channel your father.
This is stupid, okay?
You're 30-year-old old man.
Well, I hate the play-in tournament because it's a waste of time. And you know what's going to suck next year? The mid-season tournament. That's dumb, too.
Okay. So
Oh, wow. The winner will get $5,000. They blink and they make $5,000.
If I got a couple extra ball games to watch, what do you care?
Yeah, you could have watched
Segue about-
1v8
Don't-
yesterday. It doesn't matter that it was a play-in tournament.
What do you mean? Listen, it's just a couple added games while the other teams rest. I got no beef with that.
And now they're going to
Why
get
are you
rusty.
such a hater?
It's just, there's no point of
Just
it.
a hater.
Good for if the 10 seed
sound
makes
like
the
it's
miraculous run. We
1974.
saw it last year. The Timberwolves
and
made
you
a
got a
miraculous
big
run and they
bushy
lose. Doesn't
mustache.
matter.
Dick Judas, man. Already started.
Anyways, and don't get me started on Aaron Nola. Mr. I went 4 innings. I'm done. Like, come on, dude.
The blow-up inning, man.
Well, what is wrong with this guy? He's a good pitcher for 4 innings, and then the wheels just fall off.
Well, listen, the problem is with him, it's every, 4, now forget about this year because small sample size. But if you look at him historically, it's 1 out of every 4 or 5 starts he has the blow-up inning. Right?
Yeah.
Like last year. Because he'll pitch well, and then all of a sudden, blow up.
Yeah, and look,
And
he
I
was great down the stretch last year.
Dude,
Unfortunately,
I
had
think
the
it's
blow-ups in the
fatigue.
playoffs.
I think it's fatigue with him. I do. I think he just, you look at his pitches again in the blow-up inning, and they just become flat and hittable.
Yeah, and what will be interesting is if they set it up like they did last year. Remember, toward the end of the season, he was pitching every 6th day.
They need to do that again. I would. They need to do that again. I would do that, honestly.
It's just crazy how much it affects him. He gets to the 4th or 5th inning flawlessly. I know he gave up a run early in the 3rd inning yesterday, but whatever.
No, but he looks good.
Yeah, he looks good. And then
looks
it's
strong.
that curveball floats. It's like a
because
butterfly.
And again, if his stuff flattens out, it loses its bite.
And this isn't a product of pitch clocks or anything because we've seen it, right? Like, it's not like yesterday was out of the norm.
Yeah, man.
So it bothers me. So
I know.
I'm Dick Tunis today.
Man, I got to tell you, I just want to enjoy sports. You already hit me. Like today, I was looking forward to. It's a beautiful day.
I can't wait to be outside, but I'm stuck in the friendly confines.
It's a beautiful day.
I don't
man.
have
It's
windows in here, man.
All right.
I got to look at the NBC Sports Philadelphia blacked out wall here. I can't look outside.
You're just right on the mat. Dick Judas.
My day was great until 9 a.m. I walked
What are you
in.
going to pee on next? Stay tuned. Dick Judas peeing on everything. 610. What else are you going to kill me on the draft?
Who cares? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. We'll find out. Stay tuned and find out.
Playoffs, man. You know.
Oh, well, I'm fired up about the playoffs.
Are you?
Yes.
You got a big show tomorrow, too.
Yeah, I'm fired up about the
Announce it.
real playoffs, not the stupid play-in.
Okay, dude. I mean, jeez.
Game 83.
Like, what's here to be upset about?
They could just start the playoffs yesterday. It would have been fine.
You want to start the plus on the weekend anyway. Couple games, appetizers. You don't believe in the appetizer?
Look, you know me. I go appetizers my meal if I could.
All right. Well, that's my point. What do you got to be all?
These are
all
bad apps,
obstreperous?
man.
You're just obstreperous. What's the problem? I don't understand.
Strippers?
Obstreperous. You're being obstreperous. What's the matter with you? You didn't get enough down dogs last night. Your coop didn't sleep.
I wasn't there. No, Coop slept great last night. I feel fantastic.
All right.
Today is a beautiful day.
Okay. You don't sound it. Well, we'll work.
Oh, you
through
got me
it today.
fired up when you told me you'd like the play-in tournament.
I do.
My first
I
thought,
like
I
it.
had my mic off and I go, why? Why do you love
Because you know
playing
what?
to him?
It's just an extra couple games. It's an appetizer. I like an appetizer. That's it. I like the appetizer.
Yeah, your appetizers.
I'm not telling you
your
it's the
app's not
greatest
till
thing,
9 o'clock. I'm
greatest
already hungry at that
invention.
point.
Oh, my God.
I've already had dessert.
My God almighty. You are just unbelievable, Tunis. All right. Lots to get to. And then Dick Tunis will pee all over it. Let me tell you about All right, welcome back. It's 10:26 on this good Wednesday morning.
Hey, what's good about it? Like, can we be honest? Like, I know you seem to be in a good mood today. What's good about today?
What?
What's good about today? Like, it's beautiful outside, and I'll give you that. But everything else stinks.
Everything
That's right, it stinks.
What do you mean stinks? What the hell?
I had to watch Nola have another meltdown yesterday.
Okay. But please, dude.
We're coming off the day of the Flyers Town Hall, which is just a reminder that, no, I know that, but then I also have to deal with the Phillies fans that think the season's over. So that bothers me.
But you're playing the same.
The Nola thing bothers me. Get out of the fifth inning. Get out of the sixth inning. Come on, ace.
Well, he's not an ace.
Well, he was opening day starter because they had to make him happy.
Oh, my God. Listen, I agree. Man, you are.
And then, dude,
right before. See that movie that's coming out? Nefarious.
Nefarious.
This is you.
I'm nefarious.
Where's Judas? You're a demon. I am not Judas. I'm a demon. That's who you are. Nefarious.
That's how I feel.
Starring Dick Junis.
That's how I feel. Right before the show starts, I gotta look. I gotta look
up the vault.
Yes, I gotta look at the TV, and I see Philadelphia fans celebrate Dog Night like Philly fans would, and they're talking about the throwing of the hot dogs. Like, you know what? All right, a couple of morons threw hot dogs yesterday. Get over it. It didn't affect your day. It didn't affect your life. ESPN, Mike Greenberg, all you guys. What do you care about? Let us be happy. It's a hot dog. Nobody's going to get hurt except for that lady that got hit by the Fanatic cannon a few years ago. Other than that, we're fine. It's $1 dog.
Nefarious.
God.
Dick Junis is nefarious.
I'm feeling it today, man.
Who stole your soul? What demon? The demon of Dick Junis. What? Seriously?
I think I'm just becoming him.
Do you freaking care about some stupid ESPN show?
It just bothers me, man.
They do it every time, and you still care about this stuff?
Yes, I do. Because I'm sick of it.
Over $1 dogs?
You know. Like, why do you have to bring that up? And now all of a sudden everybody, typical Phillies fans.
Man,
and now I'm watching JJ Redick on my screen. He's a rat. By the way, Redick, I'm friends with Joel Embiid, votes Giannis. And like, this is JJ Redick. Everybody gives him a standing ovation every time he's back at the Wells Fargo Center. What did he do for you? He hit a couple of three-pointers, was a traffic cone on defense, not even as good of a traffic cone on defense, and yet we give him standing ovations when he said that he was going to live close to his family and signs with the New Orleans Pelicans instead of re-signing with the Sixers when things would have been good with him here. And I got to see him on the screen act like he knows it all.
Are you all right? You went on a rant tangent about J.J. Redick.
Well, he deserves it.
Is he even relevant?
Apparently. He's an NBA voter, MVP voter. He voted Giannis. I got Kendrick Perkins saying Joel Embiid deserves to win the MVP, but I'm not going to vote for him.
I saw him vote Giannis because of this ridiculous win percentage without Giannis was great. Without Embiid, the Sixers win percentage without Embiid when he didn't play was higher than the Bucks win percentage without Giannis. So he concluded that Giannis was the MVP.
Good for you, JJ.
Which is ridiculously stupid. Like, when you think about it, you got to go through the games in which the opponents you played. You can't just look at it as pure wins and losses.
No, but that was deep thinking, bro. That was deep thinking. This is the reason why I'm voting for Giannis.
Like, if you
just to be different than everybody else.
I hear you. No, it does scream of that,
right?
But I'm worried about you. That's my real concern.
I'll be okay.
My real concern is you're off the beat. You're going off the deep end, and there's no need now. Listen, there could be plenty of reasons why to go off the deep end, but not now. I mean, we got the playoffs starting Saturday, 1:00.
Oh, well, maybe I'm getting
a game.
Maybe I'm just getting it out of the way now.
Excited.
Well, I'm fired up about that. Play the song. I feel great about the Sixers. Nobody else does. You and I are on an island.
No,
your buddy. I know your buddy. Oh, the Nets. They're going to give the Sixers a tough test. What? 5 games, gentlemen's sweep.
Yeah, I I don't see. Listen, if Brooklyn taxes the Sixers, there's a problem.
Yes.
Like, there's a real problem, and it's not gonna. And there's gonna be no get out of the second round if that's the issue.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm going to be reminded every single day of Zaire because we had the head coach as interim GM making draft picks. Almost as dumb as firing Chuck Fletcher after the trade deadline was having the head coach be the interim GM before the draft.
Well, the problem is that the actual GM,
Mr. Collars,
had his wife do Twitter, sharing secrets on Twitter under an egg.
Barbara Bottini, man.
I mean, there was no choice but to have the coach as the acting GM because the other GM was out.
Mr. Basketball, Brett Brown, who drafts Mikal Bridges, who was a perfect fit with any team in the NBA, especially the Sixers,
don't
for
start.
Zaire.
You're bringing me down, man.
And then signs Wilson Chandler. That was his big move that offseason. Him and Muscala. The only thing that Muscala did for us was get us Tyrese Maxey.
Are you done? I can't go down this road, dude. I can't go every day and relive that. You're killing me, man.
Oh, we're gonna relive it every day this series. Every time we see him.
You're killing me, dude. I mean, I understand. We talked about this yesterday. Even in between the Flyers town hall, even in between all that, Monday I talked about you're off, but Monday I talked about, my God, I can't do it every day, dude.
Well, maybe I'm pent up.
Like tomorrow, where I'm sure we have the Sixers roundtable at McGillen's, which is going to be incredible.
I can't wait for that.
That's going to be a blast. So we're going to have the whole Sixer roundtable. I can't do the I'm sure that's going to come up tomorrow. Plus, we got Devon on. We got his cousin on.
Yes.
All right?
Yes, it'll come up tomorrow.
Of course, it's going to come up tomorrow. I can't do it every day, though. Like, I can't obsess on. I'm already pissed off about it, and it's come back up. But, this has been going on for years. And so I can't obsess on it on a Wednesday. You're off the rails, Chunas. You're off the rails, Dick.
Well.
Beautiful, Dick.
You know what the best is? You came in, and sometimes I think you morph into your father.
Yeah, probably.
Right? Because I can hear your dad, Mr. Chunas, say...
Mr. Dick.
I can hear him go off on a rant about Nola.
Oh.
And it's funny because last season, you were a Nola defender. You were a Nola truther.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, you were. Oh, see? Everybody said, look how good he's pitched. Look at this season he's had. You were all about him last year.
I gave him credit for the season he was having. I'm not the biggest Nola guy.
Yeah, but last year
you were. Wheels up till I die.
Yeah, but last year
Hashtag my ace.
You were all about Wheeler. I mean, all about Nola last year. You were. It's funny. I'm thinking, listening to you going, it's and you want to talk about a hypocrite. You're talking about 1 of 162, and you're preaching that everybody's upset that the sky is falling.
Yeah, but I'm just bothered by this guy who can't get through the 4th or 5th inning. It's like every time now. Back-to-back starts.
He's had 3 starts. Listen, I hear you. All right? It's 3 starts. Last year he had a good year. He is what he is. He's not an ace. We know he's not an ace. But you need him because he's going to go through a stretch and give you good quality innings. Like, that's what he is. He's not in shape. You can see it. And when he runs into trouble, when he gets tired. Because his stuff, it's not mental, it's his stuff. His stuff becomes hittable. It flattens out. And when his stuff, because he's around the plate, when his stuff flattens out, that's why he gets rocked. You see that.
Yeah. So figure out a way to not get rocked in the 4th inning.
Well, I think you got to keep your stuff. Your stuff has to be intact. And that means you can't be tired. You can't be fatigued. right?
Yeah. So was he going to become a long reliever? I mean, like, I'm serious. Like, Rob Thompson's going to have to start having somebody stretched out in the fourth inning now.
Dude, I mean, last year he went through a myriad of starts where he made it through the fourth inning, right?
That was nice. Get back to that. You're a professional athlete.
I can't believe Uncle Frank is here early in the morning. Uncle Frank.
He just dropped.
Oh, no,
Come
he
on,
didn't.
Uncle Frank. See, now that's going to get me angry. Uncle Frank thinks he can call back at 1 o'clock, talk for 7 minutes, but you go to him at 10:35, he hangs up. Yeah, it's his show, Uncle Frank.
Dustin, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Dustin.
Yo, cuz. What's up, Tunis?
What's up, Dust?
Fellas. Man, dude, cuz, I was so... Dude, I'm right with you, man. I got fever. Tunis, you're bringing me down, bro. You're bringing me down, dude.
Sorry, look outside. Look out the window that you probably can look out of. I can't.
No, I got to sleep. I work overnights. It's a privilege calling you guys. I'm all fired up. You got me talking about a Phillies team that's 5% done this season. You're worried about. We got one of the greatest basketball players of all time about to go on a run that he just had a week and a half off to rest. He's healthy. He's winning the MVP. He's the greatest basketball player in the world. You got a 45-year-old James Harden. I know I'm exaggerating, but from what ESPN and those important guys say, he's an old washed-up rag of himself. You may be right, but guess what? That rag's leading the league in assists. Then you got Tyrese Maxey, who nobody can defend because he puts up a shot where you're like, dude, why are you shooting? Good shot, Tyrese. The dude's unbelievable. Then you got a PJ Tucker, who's older than James Harden, who's way slower than James Harden, but guess what, Tunis? We got him for one reason, to come in and throw the bows for the big fella.
Oh, damn right.
The big fella is dominating. The Sixers are going to win the championship.
Look at that! That's what I want to hear.
Playing Brooklyn.
I want to hear excited. That's what I want to hear. Excitement. Look at you, Dustin.
Against the Nets, guess what, cuz? It's a friggin' preseason playoff matchup. If Joel doesn't, if he doesn't get a double-double in every single game, Tunis, I'm pretty pissed off. He is the best, most dominant player in the league. They're going to win the chip. He's going to get 2 MVPs
Listen
this
to me,
year.
Dustin.
Tunis,
Listen to me.
I
love it. I love where your head's at, man. I love where your head's at. Because on the way to the chip, you'll beat Boston. And Tunis, you want to talk about a white knuckle series. Boston will be a white knuckle series. I cannot wait for that series. They're going to roll through Brooklyn. And then I may not get through that series.
Yeah, I was going to say, you think I'm losing it today? I can't imagine you in a 7-game series with Boston. You're going to give me the look again.
I mean, my man, the guru, Dustin smoking crack.
Why? Because he's confident about the Sixers? Like, yo, Guru, I get it. You're great at betting. Congratulations. You can hit a couple of overs. You can hit a couple of parlays. But sometimes the game isn't about betting.
I mean, my God. Can we just, what are you doing, Judas? You're getting all these people riled up, man.
Oh, now I'm riled up about him. Look. Congratulations. Making a lot of coin. He does a great job. Check him out. NJ Betting Guru. He's good. But just because Embiid might hit an over, it doesn't, or doesn't hit an over, doesn't mean the Sixers are going to lose series. Come on, man.
All right. 610-632-0975. I need to call timeout, man. I might just have to if I could walk, I might have to just hop outside, Tunis.
And just bring the box out there.
I mean, I got to tell you, I need, this show is already, I got my man Anthony Hobson. Yeah, he's on double, not on crack, he's on double crack.
Oh, come on. And don't watch.
God.
Then don't watch. Saturday at 1
God.
o'clock, go to the local greenhouse, all right, and get some flowers.
Anthony comes back with Nola is baby doo-doo. Soft baby doo-doo. That's actually a great line. 610-632-0975. It's Cuz Radio. Off to an ignominious start. Oh, no. Will it get better? I don't know, quite frankly.
Nefarious.
Judas, a demon, has Dick Judas. Hey, let's talk about sleep healthy. And let's talk about your sleep habits. Because you Can you believe it? 5 years ago. Thank you. Judas, play that freaking song!
Ball, Randall on the move. Again, knocked away by Hart. 4-on-1. Barrett, Ewing, Nick back. Down to Embiid. And a slam. James Hart sets up Joel Embiid. Hart, the defender. 2 picks and a dunk by Embiid. And the crowd here in New York loves it because the Sixers have a lot of fans here.
Oh my God. Good morning, mother fathers. We got a squad. A squad.
I feel really good.
Can you believe it? 5 years ago. Thank you. Judas, play that freaking song!
Ball, Randall on the move. Again, knocked away by Hart. 4-on-1. Barrett, Ewing, Nick back. Down to Embiid. And a slam. James Hart sets up Joel Embiid. Hart, the defender. 2 picks and a dunk by Embiid. And the crowd here in New York loves it because the Sixers have a lot of fans here.
Oh my God. Good morning, mother fathers. We got a squad. A squad.
I feel really good.
He's 20 years old. You can
Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, welcome back. Cuz Radio Tunis on this beautiful Wednesday. That's right. It's funny, man. People are funny. My man, the Guru, is going, I can't take this. I can't take it. I can't get excited about P.J. Tucker. My brain won't allow me to expect them to win. Dude, here's the bottom line. Like, in the playoffs, the game changes. It just becomes a different game. I mean, I agree with you. I'm not saying you're wrong. P.J. Tucker hasn't had a good, a good season. All right, but let's see in the playoffs if you play him at the 5 and he gives you some toughness and, he can knock down some open threes like he did in that one Boston game. Let's just see.
Yeah, where James Harden moved him. James Harden told Doc Rivers he wanted Tobias in the dunker spot and PJ to play out in the corner where he's made a career for himself, hit the big threes, and they brought in PJ Tucker this year not for the regular season. They brought him in for the playoffs. If you go back and watch any of the exit interviews from last season after the season came to an end, Joel Embiid named PJ Tucker by name that they didn't have a PJ Tucker. Danny Green, even though he wasn't even playing, said the Sixers lacked the physicality that the Miami Heat had, and there's one player that had the majority of physicality. That's PJ Tucker. George Niang talked about it as well. A bunch of players on the Sixers walked out of last season saying that they were lacking a physical and mental toughness, which is what PJ Tucker brings to you. And that's why I was excited when they signed him. Was it a lot of money for 3 years? Yeah, probably. But this is your window right now. And so he comes in and he fills what you were missing last year. You haven't had a dog since Jimmy Butler on this team.
Well, listen, that's it. Now, again, but people are in a weird way. I think they want to get excited, like my man Nicky. And he goes, the Sixers have Maximus that nobody can defend except the Celtics. Tunis's grumpy old man attitude is wearing off on me.
Uh-oh.
Now, I
intelligence.
I grant you that, Maxey has struggled against Boston and that P.J. Tucker has not had a good regular season and that Tobias is lost and has not had a good regular season. Okay, I grant you all that stuff. Let's just see the playoffs, all right? Let me just see how they play the playoffs. That's my whole thing. Like, don't pee on the playoffs before the playoffs. All right? They're going to beat Brooklyn. They are. Trust me, they're going to beat Brooklyn. And then it comes down to a white-knuckle series against Boston. And I don't know. I'm going to live and die with every dribble. All right? My heart's going to be in my throat. I hate the Celtics as much as I hate the Cowboys. All right? And so that series means a lot. And I don't know how I'm going to feel or if I'm going to make it to the end. But I don't want to go into it with a bad attitude. I can't. It just ruins all the fun.
Yeah, we shouldn't have a bad attitude. I'm one to speak, one to talk, but we shouldn't have a bad attitude going into the series.
That's all.
Or into the playoffs, period.
Can we table, that kind of attitude until the playoffs start? And if they lose, then have at it. Right? Have at it. I'll be there too. But until that actually transpires, I can't. Uncle Frank, are you there?
I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed. Happy hump day, squad. Happy hump day.
What precipitates a morning Uncle Frank call?
Okay. I want to talk to my Achilles, Dick Tunis over there, if I may. Wait, Anthony, disarm him, please, because I think he sounds unstable. So I don't want to take that damn thing away from him.
Get on with it, Frank.
Listen, Dick,
I gotta tell you, you bring the room down, my man. I mean, you make us. I swear, you make us feel like what do you call those? The damn Mr. Softy driver, driving through a neighborhood with no children. I mean, you have a propensity to suck the life out of the room.
Oh, I'm sorry that Aaron Nola can't get through a fifth inning anymore.
Okay, but you're going off on everything. And don't pee on tomorrow's court.
I'm getting off on everything. I stopped myself because that was about to be a weird thing to say. I'm angry about everybody.
You're a little weird right now, buddy.
All people I'm angry about.
Scaring me.
You're too young to be a miserable, Mitch. I mean, Andrew.
Wow. You mitched me.
Lay down.
It might be Mitch Salchunas, man. Mitch Chunas. I am your father, Chunas. I am your father.
Uh-oh. Buddy boy, I'm showing up tomorrow, and I'm going to give you a hug, and all is good.
Oh, that'll make me happy for about 5 minutes.
You get... See? He can't get out of his own damn way, Anthony.
I know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen Mr. Salchunas and Mitch from Phoenix in the same room. And now we know. The son
Mr. Hyde,
of Mitch.
Next time you zigzag away from me, Dick, I hope you stub your damn toe. All right, let's go. Come on, pick your head up. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Frank. Thank you.
Wow, that was a poignant call, too. That actually cheered me up a little bit.
Have
Quick
you
and to the
seen
point.
Your dad and Mitch from Phoenix in the same room?
Yeah, I have, because they're the same person.
Now it makes sense. I am your father.
Our man, Slippin' Benny checks in.
That's awesome.
He said, give me 4 hours of nefarious Dick Chunas ranting. Nola, Flyers, Dollar Dogs, Phillies fans saying the season over, J.J. Redick's MVP vote, and Brett Brown and Mikal Bridges all within 7 minutes.
He's Dick Chunas Nefarious, the demon child of Mitch from Phoenix.
You started it. Tell me you like the play-in tournament. Nonsense.
Yeah, I do. Believe me, I get a couple extra games. I'm tired of this, too. Speaking of which.
Congratulations to the Lakers. We're going to get bounced in the first round.
Every time I just want to enjoy my games, like Tyrone, same way. Well, they got to play NFL. Why do you want NFL on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday, right? Listen, if you don't like it, don't freaking watch, all right? So if you don't like the playing tournament, pick it up Saturday.
That's why I didn't watch.
All right?
I didn't check in.
Keep it out. Keep the play-in tournament out your mouth, Dick.
Yeah. Play-in tournament, the XFL, your two favorite sports.
Come on, Dick.
You still watching? No, you made it 1 week. You know why? Because you realized it sucked. Thank God the play-in tournament's only like 6 seconds long. Or you realize it's a waste of your time. I had Patrick Beverly acting like Kobe Bryant last year, jumping on the scores podium when they won their play-in tournament, and they lose in the first round of the playoffs.
It was ugly basketball, but it was overtime. I enjoyed every second of it. It was sports, and I just liked sports. Open the vault, Dick.
Beautiful, Dick.
You know, when we began opening this vault nearly 2 hours ago, we had no real idea what we'd find inside. As it turns out, we haven't found very much.
Well, isn't this fitting today, Anthony? Oh, by the way, can you hit the sponsor real quick? My bad.
Yeah, well, you know.
I'm just fired up.
I know. The vault, Dick Chunas' vault, brought to you by Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged.
So, shocker, as great of a mood as I am in today, it's also a great day of this day in history. Wrong. I lied. Did you sense my sarcasm? There was nothing. So what added to my anger and annoyance today is because of the Phillies' loss yesterday. And unfortunately, look, I'm not ripping Bryson Stott. The guy's got an 11-game hitting streak to start the season, and I'm glad that he's the second baseman of the future here in Philadelphia. That's fantastic. But he made a base running mistake yesterday, the 8th one for the Phillies already this season. I'm going to play the mistake right now, and then I'll explain to you what's going on in the vault today.
Come on, Bryson.
There it is. Drive toward left center field. 2 runs are going to score, and Mundo goes to third. The throw goes back to first, and Stott is out. Oh, man. That is the 8th runner thrown out of the base path so far this season for the Phils.
Which I don't understand. Can you explain to me how this keeps happening? It's 11 games in the season.
Dude,
and they've 8 base runners thrown out already.
I know they have. It's unbelievable.
And, look, this isn't a spring training thing. This isn't a base coach thing. These guys are baseball lifers. Spring training, you don't need to be reminded how to run bases, right? They do it more so for exercise. But, I mean, what's going on here? 8 times already in 11 games?
I know.
Anyways, so what I decided to do with the vault today, which is just going to make me even happier, was grab some of the greater mistakes made in Philadelphia sports. The ones that came to mind, because I know there's 1,000 of them.
Oh, my God. Did you really you digging out a mistake vault?
Yes. We can have some fun with it, though, if you want.
Lord.
And so, because Bryson Stott did that gave me the idea.
Are a demon.
Let's start with the Phillies. How about this one, Ant? This is great. Young Chunis was watching this game at the age of 10 years old, and I remember just shaking my head when this moment happened against the Atlanta Braves, which tied the game.
Well hit to right center. Michael's on the run, turns his back to the infield, and bobbled it and then kicked it up into the stands for a home run. He bobbled it and flipped it into the stands. Home run, Charles Thomas.
Are you freaking serious with this vault?
That was a crazy one. Tie game.
Yeah, Jason Michaels flipped the ball over the fence.
I actually remember that game.
Right?
Watching the game live. Oh, my God.
It was 2004. They were in Atlanta.
You're really going to do this?
Yes.
We're really doing this vault.
Well, sometimes it might make me feel better. So we'll see about it. Let's stick with the Phillies, and let's stick with one of the biggest idiots in Phillies history, Odubel Herrera, and I'm glad that he's still not on a baseball team yet. Here was a fly ball with 1 out in the inning.
Fly ball right center field. Herrera will get there. And he gallops under it for the second out. He just flipped it into the crowd, and Encarnacion will get to third base on that. Herrera forgot the outs, and Encarnacion, as per the rule, will get 2 bases when a fielder throws a ball into the stands. So runner at third and 2 men down.
Thank God that guy's not playing baseball anymore. Any comment?
I mean, I can't believe that this is the vault that you put together.
Well, it's not my fault. Nothing happened in history on April 12th. You know, and sometimes you got to pull something out of my rear end, and it fits my mood today.
I mean, my man Eddie says, close the vault.
Oh, no, the vault can't close on my watch. Damn it, I'm the one with the codes. All right. Let's go with the Eagles. Everyone's going to remember this one. Handoff to Ronnie Brown.
In essence, a fumble is what we have there, recovered by the 49ers. Mike Ferreira, thank you very much. We'll come your way again for another crazy call.
We've been out to Mike a lot today already.
And number 90.
Thank goodness he's there, because some of these rules are crazy.
So it does give you deja vu if you're an Eagles fan. Last week against the Giants, 4 shots down by the goal line, couldn't get in. This time the fumble at the goal line. And still a relatively tight game.
Unfortunately, the play-by-play of the play itself was not available. But you got the point of it when you heard the Eagles fan in the background screaming, "Brown, what's wrong with you?" After he took a handoff and decided to just throw it backwards, which led to a fumble. That's a memorable play in Eagles history.
Oh, my God.
You all right?
Just keep going.
Oh, you want me to keep going? All right, how about we go on the ice? How about some own goals?
Safe to say the focus of the Penguins is back after last night.
3 seconds left on the penalty to Carl.
He just scored. Corbin just put it in his own net.
I was looking at the clock and didn't see it go in.
Went off the right skate of Emery, and he was as surprised as anybody. Braden Coburn has tied this up put the Penguins up 4-2. He was getting a little pressure, looked like by Fedotenko, I believe, in the corner. Now let's take a look here. Puck goes back into the Coburn. There it is. Coburn's got it. He chops this toward the net, and it goes between the legs. Looks like it maybe hit both skates of the goaltender, the right and then the left skate of Emery, and goes in across the line. How do you score from there? A puck has eyes, doesn't it?
Oh my God.
You feeling any better?
No.
No?
Actually, I'm not.
I'm actually feeling better.
Yeah.
I'm getting it out of my system.
Sure you are, because you're evil. You are nefarious.
Nefarious.
You are Demon Judas. Demon Dick Judas.
I'll give you 2 guesses.
Oh, my God.
I'll give you 2 guesses.
Well, what else are you going to do next?
I'll give you 2 guesses.
Oh, Lord. What other
What's the biggest Sixers mistake? I'll give you 2 guesses.
What, are you going to give me a Ben Simmons?
Sixers ball, 3:35 to go. Every single possession magnified. Simmons one-on-one with Gallinari. On the back down, left-hand dribble, turns, gets around and puts. Oh, man, he was right there and he didn't shoot it. He passes to Thibault. You thought he was a split second away from dunking it. The crowd is in disbelief. Simmons lost the dribble, but when he gathered it, you think he's going right up, as I said, to dunk the ball. At the last moment, he passes it to Matisse Thybulle.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
You have room for more?
Make it stop! Make this vault stop! Shut it! Shut the vault!
All right, I can. I do have one more.
I mean, there it is. What's coming out of the vault? Locusts. Oh.
Nefarious.
You're the devil, Judas! The devil!
It's all because you said you liked the play-in tournament. This is what you did to me.
Like basketball, dude. I'm a simple man with simple wants. I just like sports on last night. That's it. Oh, my God. Make it stop.
I was going to play one more for you.
Go ahead. You might as well.
Oh, you want to hear it?
Go ahead.
You might not want to.
You've already put the poison in the water.
Because sometimes athletes aren't the only ones that make mistakes.
I thought you were going to go, and the Sixers draft Jahlil Okafor.
Oh, no.
And the Sixers draft Markelle Fultz. And the Phillies draft Cornelius Ingram. Randolph, whatever his name is.
Cornelius Randolph. This was Sixers related and draft. Here he sounded before he got traded.
I mean, growing up, watching him, going to games when I was young, it's a blessing. My mom working there, went to Villanova right around the corner, played Wells Fargo throughout the whole year this year. It's truly a blessing.
Obviously, Sixers was one of the best kind of young cores in the NBA, coming off a playoff run. How do you envision yourself fitting in there in year one?
Just coming in and do whatever it takes. Bring that winning mentality that they have, and just bring another winner. And that's what Brett Brown wants. He wants to win. And that's the same thing with me. That's why I came here. I want to win, and that's the only thing I really care about. I'm just going to keep getting better as a player, but the main goal is just definitely winning.
That was Mikal Bridges after he was drafted by the Sixers, previously being traded.
That might be the lowest of the low. The lowest, I can't believe. I felt that you were going to play a draft moment. But, of course, you got to play that one. Oh, my God. You evil son of a biatch.
It's good to get it out now. Feel good.
Yeah, after you just tore us all down.
Oh, Bill Strobel just tweeted at me saying that was a great vault today.
You just brought all of us down.
Thanks, Bill. I appreciate it.
Millie says to me, "Cuz blink twice if you need me to get into the vault and help out. Blink twice, cuz I got the key." I'm blinking, Millie. Millie, man.
He does not have the key. There actually isn't even a key to the vault. Liar.
Oh, my God.
Don't listen to him, man.
Charlie, hey, the movie 42 came out April 12th, 2013.
That was a great movie.
What's this vault?
You want me to play? Here, I'll play the movie for you.
Oh, my God. Oh, Dick Chunis. Luis, you got to pick one vault or die. This evil vault or the Jamie Foxx vault? Oh, my God. I have to choose this evil vault.
Oh, come
my
on, man.
God.
We're back on this Jamie Foxx thing. The guy's extremely talented.
This is what Luis said. What do you want me to tell you?
You're the only one that didn't like it that day.
Oh, my God. This is horrible. Terrible. My man, I'm the only one. The whole Delaware Valley hated it, except for you and Bill.
Oh, no, this one. No, I meant the Jamie Foxx one.
Oh, who cares? And by the way, Ace says, I can't believe it. The fear of playing the Celtics is ruining my playoff experience against Brooklyn.
Come on, man.
It's like knowing you're going to go on a plane and you're afraid to fly.
Well, that's me. That's me every time.
Oh, my God. Ace, not you. Not the Ace man, too. Oh, Lord. I need help. 610-632-0975. I need help. 610-632-0975. Cuz Radio with Evil Judas, Evil Dick. Oh, no. Let's talk about the BetParks app, shall we? The BetParks app has you covered for the NBA playoffs, including the playing games. That's right. Can you believe it? 5 years ago. Thank you. Judas, play that freaking song!
Ball, Randall on the move. Again, knocked away by Hart. 4-on-1. Barrett fueling Nick back. Down to Embiid and a slam. James Hart sets up Joel Embiid. Hart, the defender. 2 picks and a dunk by Embiid. And the crowd here in New York loves it because the Sixers have a lot of fans here.
Oh my God. Good morning, mother fathers. We got a squad.
I feel really good.
It all here for you.
More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
On 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, welcome back. Cuz Radio, Judas, hanging out on a beautiful Wednesday across the Delaware Valley. 11 o'clock hour is brought to you by Golden Nugget Jewelers. That's where Philly gets engaged. You know, we are only a couple of weeks away from the draft. In fact, 2 weeks from tomorrow, the draft, the NFL draft 2023. Such a fun time, and to reshape the birds and to talk about the Eagles. It's my main man. He does such a great job covering the Eagles. He's got you covered every which way. Jeff McClain from the Inquirer, Inquirer.com. Jeffrey!
Anthony, what's up?
What do you say, buddy? You drafted out already or what? Like, are you ready for it to start?
Yeah. I don't really enjoy, you heard me say this before, I'm not really a fan of the pre-draft speculation, 99% of which probably won't happen. And I actually enjoyed the process because that's when real things actually happen. So we're getting close.
Well, we are, and it's interesting because this is where the smoke screen happens. This is where now I'm curious how much that you have throughout your career, excellent one covering the Eagles and the NFL, having done having done it and dealing with agents and teams, and they try to smoke you. They hey, you hearing so and so? What do you think about so and so? Yeah, reading through the tea leaves is actually I used to enjoy it. Do you get a lot of that right now?
I mean, I guess I used to. I guess you're younger. Maybe they feel like they can take advantage of you. That's more the team, I think. The agents don't really. I mean, I guess there's some way that maybe they can get their guys to move up. I don't really know. It's really just more the teams. And honestly, I think the teams have taken a different approach the more I've done this, which is just basically lockdown. And really, honestly, the majority of what you're hearing now is not. It's like twice, 3 times, 4 times removed from what is really going to happen. And when you look at draft boards, it's just the same thing. Majority of people don't know, except for just a handful of people on each team.
Yeah, it's funny because they've had their boards set up for a long time.
Yeah.
There's an image that the draft board is constantly evolving every day because these mock draft 2.0, mock draft 2.0, 2.1, mock draft 3.8, and because there's a zillion mocks out there and they're constantly updated, like the intel is being, handed out. That's not the case. They go by their draft board, and their draft board is up in the big conference room. It's up in the GM's office. They have their draft boards up, and they've been in place for a while now.
Right. When you hear media members or analysts say that, so and so is moving up a draft board or moving down a draft board, it's more. They're catching up maybe with what maybe happened around the league with certain prospects. Certainly there are people in the league willing to talk about players and where they may go and this, that, or the other thing. There aren't personnel from teams that are willing to talk about what they're going to do. And, if you look at the mock drafts, I mean, you go back and look at them post draft, and I think, good is like 7 out of 32, so whatever, go ahead, go ahead, read as many mock drafts as you want. Large majority of them are not going to be even remotely close to what's going to happen.
No. I mean, ultimately the draft, like every draft, will be dictated by the quarterback and where the quarterbacks and how many of them go. And look, if you're the Eagles, right, and you're sitting at 10, obviously Jalen Carter is a big deal, right? Like, obviously Jalen Carter is going to be watched because Jalen Carter at 10 may be there depending on the quarterbacks and depending on what happens. He was in town. He was over at Chickies and Pete's and, getting the lay of the land. And, it's all going to be about how many quarterbacks or where the quarterbacks go.
Yeah, if there's 4 quarterbacks that go in the first, 5, 6 picks, then maybe there's a chance Carter gets closer to the Eagles at number 10. My guess is if he's there at 8 or 9 and he's passed, all the internal questions that the Eagles may ask about his character, I could see how he's moving up for that. Maybe possibly Will Anderson's another guy that I could see that they'd be intrigued by moving up for. But I think those are probably the only 2 guys. And then they either sit tight and hope that one of those 2 guys fall on, or they like one of the edge rushers, or maybe a, future tackle prospect, maybe the cornerback from Illinois. I have number 1, and this is not sexy, but I think that Howie will probably trade out.
Yeah, I could totally see that. I could see Howie trade him back. Now, again, they have a lot of picks next year too. So it's kind of interesting to see how he's going to do it. I know I brought this up to you before, but I do think the running back makes sense. And if you could trade back and come out with, Bijan and somebody else, I just think it makes a lot of sense. Because you know what's weird about this draft? After the first 8 guys, they're very similar. All the players are kind of grouped in the same area grade-wise.
Yeah, but again, we don't know, how the teams view these guys. And look, there's going to be players that pan out to be much better than the other guys, that they're graded equally with. That's what's going to happen. So everything you're hearing pre-draft, I don't put much. I put some stock into it. I don't put a lot of stock into it. In terms of Bijan, you know how I feel about it. I don't think there's any way, shape, or form that they're going to waste a first-round pick on a running back. That's just not what they do. In terms of the value,
can you indulge me for one more time? And I'm sorry, but when you say waste a first-round pick on a running back, and I know what you're saying, and I know what they feel. I just feel the need to argue and debate that it's not a waste when you look at where their team is and controlling a player of that ilk of what you need for the entire shelf life of his career. I can make the argument against the analytics that, drafting a running back in the first round is not a waste.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not saying I agree with it or not. I'm just saying what I just know to be true in terms of how they view that position. If you tell, let me just indulge me because you know me by now, right? I'm as pig-headed as they come. So I'm just going to say, I look at a 3-down running back and on an offense that the only question mark you have really on offense, maybe one guard spot, is the back, right? And if you add a 3-down back of his ilk, I can make the argument that offense is unstoppable. And they were half unstoppable last year. Now you add that kind of back to it. He's better than Miles Sanders. He's going to be better than Miles Sanders. Yeah. I think, again, they when you talk to them or talk to people, whatever, around the team for a long time, it's like, would they, when they look at that run offense, they place significantly more value on what the offensive line does. And then certainly in terms of Jalen Hurts and what he brings in terms of the, a +1 factor.
Right.
They think that's a greater factor in the run. And then you have a running back. Sure. You want a guy who can get yards after contact. They think they can get maybe that out of Brad Penny. I think there's a chance that I think there's almost certainly a chance that they're going to bring a rookie in or undrafted or drafted. But I'm willing to stake my entire reputation on the fact that they will not take a running back in the first round.
Well, and again, I don't think they're going to take it.
So, I just think that
I don't think you're going to take him at 10.
Wasted air. I think it's wasted air, wasting all this. Not you, but I'm just saying. I see all these stories written about it, and I'm amused by it. It's why not spend time on something they may actually do?
Right. And again,
that's just the way I feel
mine is more of I'm more editorializing.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand what you're saying. Because why aren't teams spending? But they're not the only.
And again, I wouldn't build. And again, just for our conversation, I'm not building my team around a back, right? I'm not drafting a back, in the top 10 to build my team. I'm only looking at the Eagles, going, all right, And again, if I had,
I think they regret. I think if you look at I think they regret the Miles Sanders second-round pick.
Yeah.
They look at that. They're like, oh man, that was probably not the greatest use of our resources there. Yeah. And it's another lesson that they're saying, okay, we can get a running back. Because look, you look at the running backs that have been productive in the league over how many years? How many were taken super high in the first round? How many? If you balance that out.
Well, yeah, you don't want to take a guy, right? You don't want to take. Listen, Saquon Barkley was a great back, right? Is a great back, but you can't build your team. The Giants made the mistake by using that pick that high when they didn't have the rest of the team in place. My only argument to drafting a running back in the first round, I'm not even saying a 10, because I'm talking more about traded back, is that you already have a complete enough team to win now. I understand. I was going to ask you this question, and it's less about them and more about you and your opinion. But, sometimes I do believe that you should draft for the now. Now, 90% is the future, but 10% to me is the now, and now's the now.
Yeah. And look, hey, never say never. And I agree with you that, like, when you're dropping, if you got a running back that's dropping and, you have a certain grade on him and he's there, and the value's there, certainly. And I think in terms of how the Eagles view the first round, and a lot of teams view the first round, typically there's like 20 guys that you view with like first round grades, or the Eagles don't grade them exactly that way. But let's say you have a first round grade. So let's say Robinson drops into the latter part of the first round. Then you're like, okay, well, that's kind of like a second rounder. But again, I know what you're saying, a first round pick, you have that fifth year option year that gives you an extra year with him. But then you're still paying him a certain significant amount from your salary cap. And I think that's the issue the Eagles have on a guy who plays whatever percentage of the snaps per game, and a guy who plays at a position in which they typically break down.
Right.
And then if you look, okay, well, we can get greater value. You'll see running backs just dropping. All of a sudden, you're like, oh, well, I can get greater value. I can get a first-round guy or like an early second-round guy in the third round. That makes more sense, value-wise. And I don't even think Robinson's as talented as Saquon coming out. I've heard people say that, but we'll see.
Now, I do like Rob. I like him a lot. Now, he's a different type of back than Saquon, but I like him a lot because, listen, he can catch the ball out of the backfield too, and he can block. Like, he's a legit three-down running back. And I watched a ton of Texas, saw a lot of his games, and obviously saw the tape. And he's a guy that, to me, again, with the specter of that offense, he was it. And my only point is, you control him, right? Like, you're going to control the guy for the lifespan of his career, and that's that, right? Like, you got 5 years as a back in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, well, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you because, you brought up Will Anderson, and I was just enamored by him. Obviously, the championship game and during that playoff run that he had where he was just unblockable. And, that was 2 years ago. And it was funny because all of a sudden, and this is stuff that comes out, right? Well, against elite tackles, he's quiet. And it's just funny the games that stuff gets put out there right around this time of the year.
Yeah, that's usually kind of, as you mentioned, as we talked about earlier, that is what you're getting maybe from other teams that may want someone to drop or want someone to, go earlier and maybe you'll pump them up a little bit. So you have to be careful about what you're listening to. I think all these guys are going to have, you can look at any guy, any prospect and say, hey, he's not perfect. This is somewhere where he lacks versus other areas. Anderson has it's obviously a great pedigree. He's played at the highest level. Those are all factors that, you look at the way the Eagles have drafted over the last several years. It's like almost like they figured out, hey, let's get guys who've played at the highest level and played in the biggest games and, were recruited high coming out of high school. And, that he would certainly fall into that category. And in my mind, make him more attractive.
Yeah, I'm completely with you. We're talking to Jet McClain, Inquirer.com on the Comcast Business Hotline. Curious if you've, we last week we talked about Nick and, what kind of impact he would have after that first year, after the first 2 years, and look at where he's gotten his team and what kind of sway he has now, what comes with Howie and personnel and that sort of thing. Just in a different sense, from when you were down with the owners, what's the kind of talk about Nick in the NFL? Is he viewed as one of these young elite coaches? Remember what Sean McVay was with the Rams, and all kinds of flowers, bouquets being thrown his way. Is Nick getting that treatment?
You know what? I don't think so. But maybe he should be. Sean McVay, I think there was, he's been pumped up by certain national media guys that he's befriended. He's very friendly. Nick's very friendly too, but I think Sean McVay, and when he first got the job and they moved to LA, it was like they were on a kind of PR spree. I remember that, seeing them at every like Super Bowl party I went to that year. Not just him, but the ownership and the president. And I think so that plays into it. And then obviously about his photographic memory, the fact that he was so young and doing so well so early. I mean, I think one of the areas, but I always watch Sean and kind of marvel at how he's not very good in terms of game management and being aggressive and use a lot. Whereas like Nick has been the opposite of that. Nick has been very successful, especially this past year in that regard. And that's how I see that as someone who's always embracing analytics, someone who's kind of forward thinking. And, that's kind of how I view Nick. And I'm surprised that maybe, he doesn't get enough, as you say, bouquets thrown in his direction because of that. And of course, you also look how productive the offense has been. And how schematically, I don't think he's kind of reinventing the wheel here, but really how many guys are. I think he does deserve to be mentioned in that category. I think there are certain reasons why maybe he's not.
Dude, I'm so with you. I am. I remember watching when the Rams were good. It was during the Super Bowl year. You may remember the game. It was a nationally, maybe it was a Monday night game or a Sunday night game, and the Rams were playing the Titans. And I think the Titans are well coached. And the Titans overloaded the A-gap on defense. And they pressured Stafford up the middle, man. They blitzed up the middle. And they beat them. And they really exposed the flaw. And McVay had no answers for it. And the only reason why I truly believe they won that year was because they had a freaking all-star team. And things kind of fell their way. And every time I see him coaching in game, I see mistakes where I look at Sirianni, and I don't know about you, when the Eagles have a lead, I feel really confident in how that they're going to actually preserve it and kind of add to it. I mean, I think he's shown you that he knows how to go for a kill shot.
Yeah, I mean, if you recall also that NFC Championship game that the Rams kind of, you could say almost they snuck in because of that PI call late in that game, but before that, he made a very conservative call on fourth down, and so those are things certainly I pay attention to a lot. Having been around some of the the best offensive minds, starting with Andy Reid and Chip Kelly and Doug Peterson and now Nick Sirianni. And I don't want to take anything away from Sean McVay overall because I do think he's a really good coach, and I do think that his offenses are among the best in the league, and he's one of the better play callers. But in that area, and I think sometimes that has to do with calling plays and also being responsible for game management. And Nick, to his credit, maybe this is one of the reasons why maybe he doesn't kind of get the same amount of accolades is because he handed over play calling. But I think he realized that maybe it serviced the team much better if he was not doing that. And a little more involved in the defense, and obviously paid much more attention to the game management part. And the same thing could be said for someone like Kyle Shanahan, great play caller, but when it comes to game management and being aggressive, he hasn't been there as well. And so there aren't many guys who can do both. And that's Andy Reid for years. We know I think that kind of hurt him in that regard. It's tough to be the play caller and also the game manager. And I think you're starting to see Brian Daboll. He handed it over to Mike Kafka. You're starting to see some few offensive-minded coaches say that, hey, this is not something I have to do, and it serves the team better if I'm just kind of more the game manager.
I think that's spot on, man, and I think it's the right way to go. That's why I think Sirianni is just a treasure, man. I do. I think he is a terrific, terrific coach. Hey, listen, great stuff, Jeff. I always love our weekly volleys, man. It's so much fun talking ball with you.
Only one more week of talking about Bijan Robinson, and then
Thanks, brother. Have a great week, man. Appreciate it, pal. There he is, Jeff McClain, Inquirer.com. We'll take a quick TO, and then we'll talk Phillies, a weekly call with Larry Boa Thomas. Will join us coming up next to analyze, as he does, the week in Phillies baseball. So we'll talk to Bo coming up. Lots to do. Then we'll get back to your calls, and we'll try to evade Dick Tunis. How you feeling there, buddy?
Bum.